Hello, welcome back to part 6 of this Dark Souls guiding playthrough. I can never get that right, can I, at the start? Anyway, today we're going to take on the area boss of Darkroot Garden. That area boss is the Moonlight Butterfly. I think we seen her in the last episode. To get to her, we come down here. We go along a path that we've been down before, this one. Remember, don't go into that area because you'll trigger and spawn those annoying demonic foliages. You have to fight them every time you come down here. Come to the left, come into this wee groove here in the wall. You hear that something spawned behind us, and it's one of those demonic foliages. So come back out, take him on, otherwise you're kind of fighting him in a narrow corridor. So we get a blood red clump, which is for bleed build up. See that thing in the tree? That's a tree lizard. Take it out. It causes poison damage. It drops an item called Egg Vermifuge, and that is for pick up the partisan, which is a spear. The Egg Vermifuge, come to the left here, don't go straight on into there. Egg Vermifuge, I'll finally get to this, is gets rid of parasitic eggs. You can get infected by maggots at some point in the game. You can also trade it with Snuggly the Crow for, I think it's a dragon scale. There's another one. Take it out. They cause poison damage, I think, if they bite you. So don't run through the woods. Remember what I said about the trees acting as a perimeter. Come down here, we're going to encounter another stone knight. Remember what I said in the last episode, these guys cast something called Tranquil Walk of Peace, and that slows you down to a snail's pace. They're susceptible to blunt force trauma, so mace damage, club damage, and also apparently fire damage, although I've never tried that myself. Fight him here, near to the tree lizard. Be careful not to walk into the woods when you're fighting him, because you'll trigger the other one that's lying down. Here he goes casting. It's a beautiful animation, that casting animation. I like it a lot. I don't like the effect it has because it's a real pain in the ass. But you can see that the spider shield with its 56 stability does okay against these weapons. I do a measly 29 and 58 damage, which is pathetic. He's dropped his greatsword. Again, it's not an item I'm interested in. If you are in human form, you can summon an NPC called right there at the bush called Witch Beatrice, and she will help you. She'll do most of the fighting against the Moonlight Butterfly. So come up here, the fog gate's up here. You want to be prepared for it before you go in and fight Moonlight Butterfly. Get your bar set up. She's susceptible to lightning, so use gold pine resin. The green blossom stamina regen thing can help. I've came in with the wrong shield. I want to have on my back the grass crest shield. I was you see that I had to cut the video for a second there, I kinda got distracted. This is my excuse that I'm going to use, because you're going to see that I'm going to actually die to the Moonlight Butterfly, which is terribly embarrassing and probably means I should stop making guides for Dark Souls. But as I said before, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Well, it is, but you can soon go over that. Yeah, I mean, you dive out of the way of that attack, and as you can see, I didn't have time to heal. I wasn't on my Estus flask and everything, so we'll go for round 2, and this time we'll be better prepared. You'll see that I have my grass crest shield on, and I also have my bar set up properly, I think, this time. So we pick up our souls. Here she comes. And what happens is, you think, well wait a minute, how do I get the chance to attack her? Because she's flying away over there and I don't have a bow, or maybe do have a bow. Well, what happens is, after a while, she comes to rest on the wall, and that's your chance to attack her. Can anybody tell me why she's got a contraption attached to her back, or his back, or I don't know what sex it is, but yeah, we'll call her a her, because they're quite feminine. It's like being visited by an angel, I think, with the music, the ethereal music, and So keep dodging, keep rolling, keep moving, and make sure you get your Estus in. You can pick up the certain shield. There's a shield you can pick up that can be helpful for this fight, but really you shouldn't be relying on that shield to defeat the Moonlight Butterfly. Here she comes, she's coming in for a landing. I was too far away. I take far too long to get this all set up. I miss. Really terrible preparation. I should be reducing her to under half of her total health. Get back away at this point because this is like an AoE explosion. But yeah, I should have dragged her down to below half her health. I didn't because I messed the whole thing up. The initial attack didn't come off well. So I'll need to take her on again and wait for her to land. When she moves from one side of the bridge to the other, be very careful because she can drop some kind of blue discharge and it can be very damaging, and with half my health it would probably kill me at this point. This fight probably goes on a wee bit longer than it should. You have to make sure that you're getting your heals in at the right time, because obviously if you don't, you're going to die like what happened to me in the first attempt, my first attempt. Anyway, we're going to see an interesting attack here. You don't normally see this. This is laser beam attack. I didn't do very well, a good job of dodging it. I believe you can actually get it to kind of skirt over your head if you're at the right angle to it. But yeah, that's terrible dodging. I mean, it's just terrible defensive play. I'm lucky that she comes in here to land. Again, I was healing rather than going towards her, so I didn't get enough hits in, and we're going to have to go for round, what's this, round 4? I could have used, I'd already wasted one gold pine resin, I didn't want to waste another. I want to keep that for later on in the game. There are opportunities to buy gold pine resin from certain vendors later on, but yeah, I wanted to keep mine. It's interesting that we have Moonlight Butterfly here. We've seen in the parish that we had the Channeler, and I mentioned Seif the Scaleless. Well, there might be another connection. Here's the laser attack again. You see, it didn't take that much damage off me this time because I had my shield up. But yeah, there seems to be a connection between Seif the Scaleless and some of these areas that we encounter in the game. It's as if we find out that Seif has a hunger for knowledge at some point. So here we go, we can take her out again. My stamina's run down, a green blossom would have helped here. My shield is definitely helping a wee bit. She's going to do the AoE attack, but we can keep going and we can take her out. Yeah, it's interesting, what I was going to say was it's interesting that Seif's machinations and thirst for knowledge seems to cause him to encroach in different areas and locations in the game. So you see like his followers or his helpers here, and you see them in the parish, and it's just interesting. And usually you find that they're guarding something. So up here we're going to find a petrified blacksmith, we find the Watchtower basement key, which is helpful, and the divine ember. And again, it's like the parish, they were, Lordran was locked up in there, and we had the channeler. Interesting connection. Maybe did Seif the Scaleless, we know that he's a mad scientist, did he maybe have something to do with creating the Stone Knights? Who knows? Anyway, the Watchtower basement key is going to be helpful for us. Well, not us, because we've got the master key, but if you don't have the master key, you need the key to open the special door. The divine ember, that will allow us to upgrade weapons along the divine path. Yeah, divine path, obviously. So we've picked up the basement key, which was to open the door at the end of the far end of the bridge. The Watchtower basement key, it talks about somebody being locked in a room, and that might be the case. So if you don't have the master key, you need that key. There's a couple of items, or one item basically, left down here for me to pick up, and that is the Elite Knight set. This is the starting armour, the armour for the Knight class, starting armour set. It's one of the best armours in the game. Good mix between defence and weight. Anyway, it's a short video today. I hope it's been helpful, and thanks for watching.